It's past midnight. You're lying in bed after a long day at the office. You've done everything society asked. Graduated from an engineering program, landed a good job, making your parents proud. You pull out your phone and casually start browsing real estate apps. You search for listings in the neighborhoods surrounding your office. This modern commercial landscape is where you spend your life. But the starting price for a basic one-bedroom apartment here is 7.5 million rupees, 75 lakhs. This chart shows the reality. Saving 100% of your income takes 12 years to hit 75 lakhs, but prices climb exponentially, moving the goalposts further away. Financing a 6.5 million rupee loan means a 55,000 rupee EMI, swallowing your entire monthly paycheck. You see the math. You realize that following the traditional path leads to a dead end. So when a food delivery ad pops up at 12:30 a.m., you spend 400 rupees on a dessert without a second thought. If the big things are impossible, you might as well find a moment of happiness in the small things. This psychological pivot is known as financial nihilism. It's a give-up mode triggered when a generation realizes that the traditional milestones of adulthood are no longer mathematically achievable through standard work and savings. In 2012, an entry-level worker in the IT services sector earned roughly 3.5 lakhs a year. Today, a young professional entering this same corporate environment earns about 4.5 lakhs. This chart shows starting salaries have essentially stagnated over the last 12 years. Contrast that flat line with housing costs. In many suburbs, prices have tripled. The housing bar now visually dwarfs the income data, showing a total decoupling of wages and cost of living. The national house-to-salary ratio captures this perfectly. In 2020, it was 6.6. By 2025, it reached 7.5. In Mumbai, that ratio hits 14.3, meaning a home costs over 14 times the average annual salary. Previous generations built their success in a different economic climate. They purchased property when prices were only 2 or 3 times their income, often in areas that were still underdeveloped. Those same jungle plots are now worth millions. Our parents used a formula that worked for their era. They succeeded because their income possessed real purchasing power relative to assets. For Gen Z, that middle-class formula has dissolved into a source of constant, unearned inadequacy. Since the long-term goal of property ownership feels dead, young professionals are redirecting their income into high-frequency, present-moment transactions. This data visualization highlights the new allocation of wealth. Food delivery alone accounts for 67,000 crore rupees in annual spending. Even more telling is that young Indians are now dedicating 29% of their income solely to travel and experiences. Digital payment systems like UPI removed the psychological friction of spending. When cash was physical, every transaction required effort. Today, 4 digits and a tap make money feel like an invisible, expendable number. Social media amplified the pressure. Your benchmark for success is no longer the kid next door. It's the teenage millionaire on your Instagram feed. Constant exposure to extreme wealth makes average progress feel like failure. When traditional 10% returns will never catch up to asset inflation, people turn to extreme risk. Young investors are flooding into crypto, options trading, and high-interest personal loans in a desperate attempt to gamble their way out of the middle class. Hyper-consumerism and high-risk gambling serve as a generation's rationalized coping mechanism. They are responses to an economic race that feels rigged from the starting line. The current macroeconomic environment is hostile, and the resulting anxiety is a logical response to the data. This is a failure of the math, not a failure of your character. Navigating this requires a shift in how you view money. Begin by investing to build the muscle of financial discipline. A small monthly SIP won't create instant wealth, but it ensures that when your income eventually scales, you possess the habits necessary to capture it. This budget chart shows an allocation for 30% guilt-free spending. Denying yourself every small luxury won't magically buy you a house in this market. Give yourself permission to enjoy your hard-earned money today, while your automated investments handle tomorrow. Avoid taking on heavy financial anchors in your 20s. This residential tower represents the weight of a 25-year mortgage. Unless it is absolutely necessary, signing away decades of your future income for a fixed asset is a strategic trap. In a rapidly shifting economy, flexibility is your greatest asset. Keeping yourself free from massive EMIs allows you to change cities, switch careers, and take risks that property owners simply cannot afford to take. Reclaiming your agency starts with ignoring the filtered lives on your screen. Your starting point is unique to you. By controlling your habits and ignoring the outdated milestones of the past, you can build a life that actually adds up.